Francisco Giants. Logan Gilbert is up on the mound. Last time he was here on the T-Mobile Park mound, Angie, he was fantastic. Just that one hit pitching into the 8th against the Blue Jays.
And the Blue Jays got fastballs and more fastballs from Logan on the 4th of July here against those Blue Jays. He went after them and blew their doors off. 58 of the 91 pitches he threw that day were four-seam fastballs. And then in his last start against the Rays, he picked up strikeout number 999, 1,000. Well, you get the picture. He ended up with 1,002. He has been absolutely fantastic, not just over his last couple starts, but really over the last couple of months.
Yeah, great moment there for Logan Gilbert, drafted and developed by the Mariners. He's getting set to pitch today, facing an old friend. They got the tight pants on today. We go down to Ryan Roland-Smith, not for Hyphen, but for the other guy on the other side, Robbie Ray. What's going on, Hyphen?
Well, hey, a lot has happened since we said goodbye to Robbie Ray when he was traded away. But for him in 2026, look, the strikeouts have always been there, but he really struggled early on in this season, and it led to an outing against the D-backs back in May, where all of a sudden he got the least amount of swing and misses, and they realized he was tipping his pitches. He fixed that up. He had a little bit of a glove position. He's hiding all his pitches a little bit better, and the results since then have been really good. Just around a 1 ERA the last 4 or 5 appearances, so he has been good. This is going to be a tough matchup, Aaron.
It is a great pitching matchup today. Robbie Ray, the former Mariner, Logan Gilbert going for the M's, and the Mariners, yes, indeed, they are very happy to have that man, Julio, back. The game-winning walk-off sac fly in yesterday's game. Julio back in the lineup today and in center field. He DH'd yesterday. Mariners and the Giants get it set. First pitch is coming up next. Mariners TV is presented by PIMCO. A thrilling walk-off win in 10 last night for the Mariners against the San Francisco Giants. Giants won in game 1, Mariners winning yesterday. So the deciding game of 3 under the beautiful blue Seattle sky here today inside T-Mobile Park. Hugs before they get things going. A couple of lefties at the top, Luis Arraez and Bryce Eldridge. Casey Schmidt, who has 19 home runs, bats in the number 3 spot, then Rafael Devers. So the top 4 in particular in this Giants lineup. Not an easy path to navigate for Logan Gilbert up on the mound today. He has been excellent this season, coming off a really milestone performance, making start number 20 of the season here today.
Yeah, I talked with Trent Blank before this one, Aaron. He said it's the most consistent over his last 9 starts that we have seen. Seattle has won 7 of those 9, and look at that. Congratulations to him. What a huge milestone to reach over 1,000 strikeouts, and just the second right-handed pitcher on that list to do it.
So the 5th Mariner ever to reach the 1,000 strikeout plateau and the fastest to ever do it. And Logan was hoping he'd be able to do that in front of his hometown fans here in Seattle, but fell just a couple of strikeouts shy in that magnificent start on July 4th, the last time he pitched here at T-Mobile Park. But the next best thing would be doing it in his home state of Florida. That's exactly where it happened at the Trop against the Rays. Plenty of family and friends on board to watch Logan get that milestone punch out. Probably won't be striking out this guy. Luis Arraez leading things off. A Giant for maybe just a few more days in the grand scheme of things. A 1-year deal for Arraez to come to San Francisco, and one of the most talked about bats with the deadline looming.
And you kind of wonder if we'll see the same thing with Robbie Ray, the final start for him in a Giants uniform.
Both are free agents at the end of the year. Tony Vitello, the first-year skipper for the Giants, the former head coach at Tennessee, has made the transition from college baseball to the big leagues. Big swing and a miss, blows 98 past him. And we've been seeing a bigger fastball from Logan Gilbert as of late. If you look at his last 4 starts, that fastball's averaged essentially 97 miles an hour. Been much better recently. And he struck out the impossible man to strike out. Luis Arraez goes down swinging. You don't get to say that very often.
Well, you talked about that fastball and the velocity on it, and that is what creates this right here. He gets the swing and miss on the changeup. When his velocity is landing where it is right now for Logan Gilbert, everything else, his secondary pitches, are going to play up so much higher.
Good start for Logan Gilbert, now facing Bryce Eldridge. For Arraez, that was only his 17th strikeout this year. Eldridge, a deep fly. Julio turning, showing his numbers, and Eldridge homers for the second time in this series. He ambushes the very first pitch. That is an impressive home run. It's 1-0 San Francisco right away. He is one of the top prospects in baseball coming into this season, and he has looked like it on a couple of swings in this series now.
And he turns around a 99-mile-per-hour fastball from Logan Gilbert. Logan Gilbert just trying to get ahead with a fastball at the bottom of the zone, but he gets his shoulders on plane, gets the barrel on level with this pitch, and drives it out. And like you said, that's an impressive poke to dead center field.
So 1 out and a run in for Casey Schmidt. First right-handed hitter in the lineup for the Giants today. Schmidt having a career year, 19 home runs, batting close to 280. Up and in 2-0, 98 on the fastball from Gilbert.
You know, I know this Giants team hasn't played the way they wanted. The season hasn't gone the way they had hoped. But you look at Schmidt here. You mentioned the 19 home runs, Devers with 20, and then you got Willy Adames not far behind with 17. I mean, 3 guys that could have 30 home runs at the end of this season.
Well, the Giants are kind of an odd team offensively. They do a couple of things exceptionally well. They hit for a very high average, 4th highest in fact in baseball. They hit a ton of doubles, playing a pretty cavernous ballpark there at Oracle in San Francisco. They hit a ton of doubles and triples, taking advantage of their home field. This is on the ground, and Emerson can't get to it cleanly. It threads the needle between Emerson and Crawford. Schmidt stays in the yard. It's a single.
This is a slider he's out in front of, but as you said, just gets it through the 5-6 hole. JP getting the dirty uniform early.
Schmidt at first base for Rafael Devers, who homered yesterday. Barely got in fair. It was ruled foul at first, but the Giants asked for a crew chief review, and it was overturned to a home run correctly. He does not go. Yeah, so the Giants, they hit for a high average. They slug, but it's mostly because of doubles and triples. They are not an exceptional home run hitting team. They're 19th in baseball in homers. But the thing that they have really struggled with this year is just simply getting on base. It's pretty wild for a team that is essentially top 5 in slug and average. They are 25th in runs per game.
And with Arraez at the top of your order as well. It's a bit of a head scratcher.
They have the lowest walk rate in baseball. That certainly does not help. And there goes Schmidt. A throw down to second base, and Schmidt is in there safely with a stolen base. He's 9 for 10 this year.
Garber behind the dish. Watch Logan with the big leg kick. Garber without much time to work with that jump that Schmidt was able to get.
So runner in scoring position with 1 away. Schmidt takes the lead at second. Giants have the early lead. 1-2 coming to Devers. It was interesting talking with the first-year skipper for the Giants, Tony Vitello. He was pretty candid with his frustrations about the Giants' lack of on-base ability this year. He said that the #1 statistic that he looks for a team offensively is walk rate and on-base percentage. Swing and a miss. A good breaking ball puts away the veteran bat of Rafael Devers. Second strikeout for Logan Gilbert.
He's gotten his strikeouts on 2 different pitches. The changeup to Horizon. This slider gets below the barrel of Devers. Devers with a lot of moving parts in his swing. You were saying?
Well, it is funny that the things that he values the most are the things that the Giants have struggled the greatest with. Here is Elliot Ramos, an all-star a couple of years ago for the Giants, their left fielder. He said something that I think is something that really stuck with me. I'm sure you'll like it as well. He said that on-base percentage is a reflection of competing. And now the fact of the matter is they just have a lot of guys, the Giants said, is that don't walk hardly at all. And that's how you get to become the team that walks the least amount. Not to overthink it. 0-2. But it's tough if you inherit a team that just does not have a knack for patient at bats. It's tough to move the needle a ton at this level. Typically hitters kind of are who they are.
And you talked about this level, and coming from the college level, we've started to see this happen from time to time a little bit. College ranks to the pro ranks.
On the ground into right field, Schmidt, after that stolen base, is able to score standing. So 2 runs in this first inning for the Giants. Elliot Ramos pokes it the other way. And that stolen base coming up big for San Francisco.
I think Tony Vitello will like this piece of hitting right here. Fastball on the outside, Black, and he doesn't try to pull this. He goes the opposite way. Big hole on the right side of the field, brings in another run.
RBI single for Ramos. 2-0 Giants. Here is Jung-Ho Lee. Lee batting over 300 this year. Low strikeout, low walk kind of guy. Had a fantastic career in the KBO before signing a lucrative deal to come to San Francisco.
Reminds me of the Ichiro, and I know he wears 51 in honor of him, but that mindset that Ichiro didn't go up there to walk. He went up there to hit.
I don't think Tony would mind having Ichiro in his lineup, all that being said.
No, I think he would like Ichiro a lot.
Gonna roll out 3,000 hits. We'll turn our back to you not walking at all. This is popped into short center field, and right there is Colton Emerson. 2 runs in early for the Giants. They've taken the lead. Robbie Ray, former Mariner, getting set to face the M's.
I just don't get it.
A little bit of a different looking lineup today for Dan Wilson on a day game after night game. Cole Young is batting third at second base. Rosarena cleaning up. Cal DHs because of day game after night, and that means Mitch Garver does the catching. Weston Wilson is in right field, so some different moving parts in the Mariners lineup today. They'll be facing off against an old friend. Yeah, Robbie Ray, veteran lefty, former Cy Young Award winner, is up on the hill.
Lefties in the lineup, they just can't chase that slider off the plate away.
We're going to get our grunt mic working today.
Yeah.
Andy Urlacher, the best A1 in baseball, is going to have a workout today. Get those levels going, Andy.
Things that you can still look forward to Robbie Ray. The grunt and the schmedium pants.
On the edge, and Robbie trying to figure things out with that zone right away. 1 ball and 1 strike. JP leading things off as usual for the Mariners. Nice, Andy. 2-1. Now the Mariners are getting 2 really tough matchups, back-to-back games. Logan Webb yesterday, and now Robbie Ray today. Ray, a free agent at the end of the year. A brief time Mariner. Gets a ground ball over to Luis Arraez. Routine play, and there is out number 1. StatCast powered by Google Cloud. It is a different looking arsenal in some ways for Robbie Ray than when we last saw him.
Yeah, absolutely. Throwing that 4-seam fastball a lot less. Still throwing it the most, but a lot less. Changeup, slider, and sinker a lot more. We just saw that slider to J.P. Crawford. He rolled over it to the right side. That's going to be a really important pitch for Robbie Ray with all the lefties today.
Julio takes high and outside. When Robbie Ray was here and when he won a Cy Young with the Blue Jays, he was basically a two-pitch pitcher. He was a fastball slider guy. He was kind of poor man Randy Johnson. I mean, I say poor man only because Randy's one of the all-timers. Ray's done pretty okay for himself, to put it mildly. But you remember, Robbie got to a point where he was kind of fishing for answers, specifically against the Houston Astros. The Astros had something on Robbie Ray that nobody else did, and in the midst of one game in Houston, he started throwing a two-seamer. And now that Arsenal has expanded a little bit more, eventually had Tommy John with the Mariners, made just one start in his second season, missed the rest of the year. That was in 2023, and then was traded the following that offseason to San Francisco. Mitch Haniger came back to Seattle. That was a good one. 2-2.
The grunt or the sinker?
Or the grunt. The sinker wasn't bad though.
I talked about the lefties in the lineup. They just can't chase the slider off the plate away for the righties. Similar story with the fade on his changeup.
A changeup that Robbie Ray learned from a fellow Cy Young Award winner. He was watching the playoffs one year and was noticing a fellow lefty, Tarek Skubal, in his changeup, and he texted Skubal and he just said, "Hey man, do you mind sharing with me your grip on the changeup?" Just low. Speaking of the change, 3-2, and to Robbie's delight, Skubal said, "Yeah, I'll tell you everything." He sent him videos, he sent him pictures. Robbie followed up with Skubal over the course of the offseason, the winter, to check in on how this was feeling, how that was feeling. And now here he is as he really climbs the ladder. A fastball following that changeup, and Julio is the first strikeout today for Robbie Ray.
The one thing that we're seeing more and more with Robbie Ray is him getting ahead of hitters and then really sort of going to work with that changeup and then that four-seam fastball that he gets Julio on up above the zone.
2 up and 2 down. Here comes Cole Young. Cole, the game-tying 3-run homer. Let's not take for granted the kind of season that Cole Young is putting together in front of our very eyes. If you look at seasons for Mariner position players 22 or younger, 3-win seasons by Baseball Reference's wins above replacement. Junior did it 4 times, A-Rod 3 times, Julio a couple of times, and Cole Young, as that ball is not fielded cleanly. Cole living right, he is aboard. Now Cole Young, we'll see where the season finishes for him, but he's at a 3-win season right now. Rupert Jones back in 1977. I mean, that's a good list of young players for the Mariners that Cole Young, at least right now, has joined. We'll see how the year ends for him.
He ends up hitting a slider to the left side that Schmidt can't quite glove cleanly, but it was sort of interesting. I talked with Cole Young before this game and I was like, hey, didn't you kind of have a moment with Robbie Ray in spring? And he's like, yeah, you know, facing him in spring kind of unlocked something in his swing. Said he basically just kept pumping me heaters, heater after heater, and he realized, like, okay, listen, I've got to get on time, you know, with the fastball. And he points to that at bat against Robbie Ray as something that really helped him. And so I'm kind of thinking yesterday with the 3-run home run, Robbie Ray's like, I did that. That was my bat.
If you look at the biggest difference from last year to this year for Cole Young, it's what he's done against the fastball.
Absolutely. And that's just so much more evident against lefty on lefty fastballs.
That one gets airmailed a little bit. 2-0 to Arozarena. It has been a tremendous season. Today, the 100th game of the year for the Mariners for Cole Young. He's been getting it done in the field, at the plate.
Every one of them, right? So just a handful of guys in baseball that have played in every game so far.
He's played in nearly every inning.
Yeah.
There was one game where Cole was able to come out early in a lopsided win. Our EQC Tracer has that just clip in the bottom of the zone. 2-1 to Randy. 2 outs, Young at first base. It was 94 on the gun, but it sounded even hotter than that. 2-2. Robbie with the pitch comm on his glove. He's got more things to decide and choose upon this year than he has in the past.
Really good leave right there by Randy Arozarena on that changeup, not chasing it below the zone.
Two outs and a full count. Looped into right field and a sliding catch. That was really good by Lee in right. Covering some ground. Looked like that might drop in, but Jung-Hoo Lee flying in on the slip and slide for out number 3. Mariners TV is presented by PIMCO. What a day to be at the ballpark today. Deciding game with 3, Mariners and the Giants. Willie Adames leads it off. Veteran shortstop takes low. Our KeyBank key stats. We look at the most home runs hit by shortstop since the year 2022, and Adames is leading the charge in front of the likes of Seager, Lindor, Bobby Witt Jr., and Gunnar Henderson. He's homered in each of the first 2 games of this series. He wants to challenge this pitch.
Batter signs a call and strike.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Call on the field is overturned. San Francisco has 1 challenge.
A good challenge there.
Yeah, and this is a pitch that Logan Gilbert's got to be careful with. Willie Adames is a guy that loves to hunt when he's ahead in the count.
Power hitting shortstop. And on cue. What that was.
Hey, it was a great pitch is what that was, up and in, that jammed him.
Hitting's really hard. And even if you have 30 home runs on your resume in a single season a few times, doesn't mean you won't get a warm burner like this here and there.
I said this was a really important pitch. He was going. I mean, and because of the location of that pitch, up and in on the 4-seam fastball at 97, he ends up jamming him. So what you said was right.
Yes.
But I said was right. What Logan Gilbert did was awesome.
It's a game of averages, they say. Well executed pitch by Gilbert. Nothing in 1 that count to Grant McCray. McCray came off the bench in last night's game, was a pinch runner. He starts today batting 8th and in center field. 0-2. Giants getting 2 runs in the first inning. Eldridge a homer. RBI knock from Elliot Ramos as well. The 1-2 outside.
And we talked about how dangerous Willie Adames is in his bat. But right here with Grant McCray and Drew Cavanaugh, 0 home runs between the 8th and 9th position in today's lineup. These are 2 bats you want to take care of before you change things over the top of this order.
Well, Gilbert racks up his 3rd strikeout today. 2 down. Well, the next Mariners fireworks night is Friday, July 31st. You can relive all the legendary memories and moments in Mariners history with the 50 Seasons Fireworks Spectacular. Man, this is going to be a really good one. Presented by T-Mobile and Moving 92.5. Mariners.com/fireworks to get your tickets. Here's Cavanaugh, the number 9 hitting catcher with 2 outs.
I have to admit that I have missed the last several fireworks shows here at T-Mobile Park. I am sprinting like all the other players to try to get out of the garage. But I was here Friday night and I just thought to myself, like, what an amazing show the Mariners put on with these fireworks shows. It was fantastic.
Well, they are great shows. And the next one should be especially good. A lot of memories we'll be hearing. 0-2.
And by the way, Aaron Goldsmith has never run faster through the halls of T-Mobile Park as on fireworks night to his car.
Completely false. Those are the days you can take all the time you want. Nobody's leaving. I hang around, I watch half of it, then I get out of here. Logan Gilbert faces the minimum. 4 strikeouts over 2 innings. Giants have the lead. Mariners TV is brought to you by UW Medicine at Harborview. Backed by research and innovation, UW Medicine delivers all care at this King County-owned hospital. UW Medicine at Harborview, a higher degree of health care. Cal Raleigh leads things off in the Mariners' second. Robbie pours across the first pitch changeup for a strike.
I think that was just the element of surprise. He's only thrown like 1 changeup to right-handed batters this year. Starts Cal off with 1.
One. Cal saying, hey, these are a couple new pitches since I was last working behind home plate with you. What's up with this changeup and curve business?
Yeah.
And a sinker, by the way, although he had a little bit of that.
And that knuckle curve, he just throws in there enough to change the eye level.
A swing and a miss, chasing that curve as he goes down beneath the zone. Second strikeout for Robbie Ray.
Guys, Goldie, you and Andrew talking about that changeup from Robbie Ray, and it's interesting. Talk about Tarek Skubal. They got really similar ways they throw, every pitch. I mean, usually you talk about guys pronating over the ball where that wrist goes inside the baseball. Well, Tarek Skubal's the same way as Robbie Ray. They stay on the outside of the ball, so it's so tough to throw a changeup that fades when your hand is always on the outside of the ball. It's just kind of a natural way when you release it. I think with Tarek Skubal, he messed around with changeup splits, couldn't figure it out, and finally came up with a grip, something where he could still cut the ball and get some kind of fade and some kind of vertical drop to that pitch. And Robbie Ray looked at that, understood that release, they basically had the same wrist position. He said, I need to reach out to him and figure out how he throws it, because that's a pitch. We saw it back when he was in Seattle. He was really struggling trying to get a different look at being that changeup.
Well, Naylor finds a base hit into center field. Mariners' first hit early on today against Robbie Ray.
I mentioned that the lefties can't chase the slider off the plate. Scratch that. Josh Naylor can, and he just dropped this one into center field.
So 1 out base runner in front of Mitch Garver. Yeah, so Hyphen, I think when a lot of people think about the changeup, they think about the pitcher having to manipulate their wrist, right? So are you saying that Skubal and Ray now, they're able to throw a changeup that's more based on the grip itself and less on what they're actually manipulating with their hand?
Yeah, and they use the seams, seam shifted wake, not to go down a rabbit hole on that, but to generate some kind of movement on it. And Felix Hernandez was the complete opposite. Big pronator, right? Turned that pitch over. It's kind of like that pitch that faded a ton. But Robbie and Tarek Skubal, and a lot of guys too, they have that wrist position where at release they stay on the outside of the ball, supinating on the ball. So he figured that out with Tarek Skubal, found a similarity, and I love it. Taking advantage of texting him. I know if I text him, he probably wouldn't get back to me, but I'm sure if Robbie Ray texted him, he's like, yeah, I got you.
This is over to third, and around the horn they go. It's an inning-ending double play. Ray faces the minimum. It's on to the third. Logan Gilbert on the mound today for the Mariners. Hello, miss your chance to sit in the J-Rod squad presented by Adidas. This special section in center field available every game at T-Mobile Park, and on Tuesdays and Fridays you can score this new t-shirt designed specifically for the second half of the season. tickets at mariners.com/JRod. There's the J-Rod squad today, basking in that sunshine. Top of the order for Logan Gilbert. That means Luis Arraez. An uncharacteristic strikeout for Arraez in the first inning to begin the ball game. It snapped 52 consecutive plate appearances for Arraez against Mariners pitching without a strikeout. You have to go back to when he was a Marlin. Luis Castillo struck him out. On the corner, lands that.
Changeup. Again, that's the pitch he struck him out with below the zone. This one, he drops into the top of the zone. Sometimes that can be a really effective pitch. You know, you don't generally think about wanting to hang your changeup, but sometimes when it's so high out above the zone, you kind of give up on it.
Arraez has not struck out more than one time in any game this year.
I love what you set up there.
I mean, you think about in his career, how many times has one pitcher struck him out twice in his career? Probably counted on one hand. The 0-2. Was that Arraez?
Letting you know what he thought about that pitch.
Somebody was grunting. All right, so 1-2 now on the greatest contact hitter of his era. And he struck him out. Logan Gilbert strikes out Luis Arraez in his first 2 at-bats. It's the first time Arraez has struck out twice in a game this year.
How about this? It gives you an indication of what Logan Gilbert's stuff is doing today. That slider. Just huge bite on that pitch late.
Strike one to Eldridge.
You know, Goldie, this is going to do nothing for the people that think we control everything. Right, in this game, whatever we say is going to affect what happens down on the field. You say Luis Arraez has never struck out 2 times in a game this year. And what did you do, Goldie? What did you do?
I would love to take equal credit as Logan Gilbert. Let's put it that way. 0-2 now on Eldridge. A home run earlier on the first pitch he saw from Gilbert. It is pretty amazing how lopsided this series has been in terms of run production, overall offense between the Mariners and the Giants, and yet the series is tied at 1. Giants a lopsided win in game 1 of the series. Mariners a come from behind win yesterday. Swing and a miss, and Eldridge goes down hacking. Back-to-back punch-outs from Gilbert.
It's the changeup and the slider here that have gotten the strikeouts, but it's the fastball and his velocity on that pitch and his location on that pitch that is setting up all of this swing and miss, Aaron.
The last time that one pitcher struck out Luis Arraez twice in the same game, you have to go back to 2024.
Ooh.
John Gray did it against him. In fact, that happened 3 times that year. Carlos Rodon and Patrick Sandoval as well. I mean, honestly, if you include today from Logan Gilbert, since the start of the 2022 season, 7 pitchers have struck him out multiple times in one game. That's it. That's incredible.
How do you think he's feeling about himself right now in the dugout? I mean,
he's questioning everything.
Yeah, he's questioning everything.
He has never had a 3 strikeout game to build the drama for maybe the 5th inning.
Are you kidding me?
How about it?
That's crazy with all the
amazing.
filth coming out of the bullpens nowadays. You know, for a starter to get him twice, and then somebody from the bullpen to get him a 3rd time. He strikes out 3 times, he quits the game, right? I mean,
nobody wants to trade for him then?
Yeah.
2-1. Schmidt, a deep fly out to center. Julio drifting over there. Good to see number 44 back in center field today. Makes the catch. And Gilbert retires the side in order.
It's time.
On Sunday, August 9th, the Mariners round out 50 season celebration weekend with a special 50 seasons pin giveaway. The first 10,000 fans will take home a golden 50 seasons pin thanks to KeyBank. Visit mariners.com/pins to get your tickets and check out the whole lineup. Yeah, fun thing the Mariners are doing for 50 seasons.
It's going to be a fun weekend.
That will be incredible.
I mean, just so many. Sadly, I was doing the math, and I've covered the team now for nearly 30 of the 50 seasons. But just to see all of the guys and the names come back from all of those years, it's going to be a special weekend.
Trip down memory lane for so many fans and players. First pitch strike to Weston Wilson.
And broadcasters.
Absolutely. Takes a change-up low, 1 ball and 1 strike. 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Mariners. If anybody reaches, Julio will bat. Wilson calls for time. The year before Robbie came to Seattle, he won the Cy Young with the Blue Jays. He had a career year by far. 248 strikeouts that year, led the majors, a 2.84 ERA. And he cashed in on that, and the Mariners gave him the second largest free agent contract in franchise history, bested only by Robinson Cano's. A swing and a miss on that curve. Third strikeout. Here comes Colt Emerson. Now Robbie Ray, one of the great strikeout artists in the game right now. 13th most strikeouts among active pitchers right now. He's closing in on the 12th spot. Jose Quintana. Zach Wheeler, who's had a magnificent run in recent years with the Phillies with the 10th most. You got Verlander and Scherzer at the very top among active pitchers. Robbie no doubt will get to 2,000 in his career. Sonny Gray just got to that milestone with the Red Sox. You can make the case Sonny was an all-star snub.
How about the Red Sox? What has gotten into them?
I think they won again today.
Did they? I was just getting ready to look out to see. Yeah, 6-1 final over the Rays. I mean, it's not like they're picking on bad teams.
It was Sonny Gray on the mound today for the Red Sox. Boston now a 13-game winning streak. It's their first win streak of that length since 1948. And they are climbing the standings. They're now 6 games in back of Tampa. Very much in the wild card picture. 3-2. Another swing and a miss on a fastball. Back-to-back punch-outs.
We talk a lot about Cole Young and his progression through this game, and I feel like right now Colt Emerson is going through it right now, you know, and he's going to come out the other side, and I think you're going to see a very similar progression with Colt that you saw with Cole from last year to this year. And why can't they come up with different names for both of these guys?
Angie talking about that with Colt and going through it right now, the league figuring things out. It's that pitch, that four-seam, top of the strike zone, man, he's struggling with. It's a big black hole for him right now, just that swing and miss. But you get the sense that, I mean, how athletic he is and how his approach is, and not second guessing so much. Try and get that fastball at the top of the strike zone. Something going on right here with a little pitch clock violation.
Yeah, I think they've assessed ball 1 against Robbie Ray to J.P. Crawford. There was some conversation with Tony Vitello on the top step of the Giants dugout with our home plate umpire Dexter Kelly calling balls and strikes. And it was a pitch timer violation on Robbie Ray. 2-0. There was a stray ball that was kind of stuck in foul territory over there that sparked the whole thing. JP through the right side. A 2-out single.
And I'm not saying that it's the pitch violation that led to this hit, but certainly helped. 2-0 count. He's in swing mode. Gets a slider away from him that he's able to yank through the right side.
That was part of the problem too with Robbie Ray. Just going back to when he was with the Mariners, like everyone started getting in swing mode, and even that pitch, he's a bit off balance. He's kind of caught out in front, but it's either the heater or the slider you're going to get, and able just to keep that barrel on that pitch. There's a lot of contact when he was a Seattle Mariner compared to years prior to that, getting all those strikeouts.
Well, I think this year, you know, hearing from Robbie Ray, he has gone after that early contact and not felt the need to try and strike out everyone, but instead try to get that weak contact to get deeper in games.
Change up on the corner, fouled back by Julio. 0-2.
It is weird though watching him pitch right now with a changeup, bigger curveball. I mean, just so different, complete 180 compared to the kind of pitcher he was when we signed him after that Cy Young season.
Now, who is this guy, Robbie Ray? He's reinvented himself coming off Tommy John. Last year, his first full season after the operation, and he was an all-star. And a fantastic year. Still 0-2 to Julio.
And that knuckle curve that he just threw Julio, that is in the exact same plane as that four-seam fastball at the top of the zone. So he's got to be careful against that pitch here now that he's got him to 2 strikes.
On a 1-2. Julio's even the count. Two. Mariners a pair of base hits so far against Ray, both singles. Naylor back in the second. Crawford's 2-out base hit here in the third. Seventh pitch of the at-bat coming up here for Julio. One thing the Mariners have not been able to take advantage of from Robbie Ray so far today is ball 4. He has the highest walk rate of any pitcher in baseball this year, and this is the reason why. Only 2 pitchers this year have thrown a higher percentage of their pitches outside the strike zone. He is trying to get people to chase one pitch after another. As Julio calls time, Mariners saw Roop in game 1. Familiar with JT Ginn of the Athletics. But there's not a whole lot of stuff over the plate and in the zone from Robbie Ray by design, at least more times than not. He walked 6 batters his last start, none so far today. And there is ball 4. First walk drawn by the Mariners.
You did it again, Goldie. You did it again.
Well, nice job by Julio battling back. He was down in the count.
0-2 and then just went to work. You're right, Aaron. Fouled off a ton of pitches. Laid off some close ones. But I think that's, you know, part of what Robbie Ray is doing right now. He's not giving in and think if I don't get you, I'm going to get the next guy.
Cole Young goes after the first pitch and lofts this towards the crowd. It's a foul ball, strike 1. It has been pretty remarkable this year when you look at the amount of walks that Robbie Ray has issued. Again, the highest walk rate of any pitcher in baseball, and yet a 3.38 ERA. I mean, he has been able to get away with it, it seems like, more times than not.
Well, you talked about his last start where he walked 6, the start before that 3, couple starts before that 4, and yet you look at his ERA just over 1, and he's 4-0 over his last 4 starts. So it hasn't hurt him.
Two outs, 2 on, the 0-2. Good take on a pitch in the other batter's box. A swing and a miss and a chase well outside, fishing after that Robbie Ray slider. Mariners strand 2. Logan Gilbert in a groove. He's struck out 6 in total. He's sat down the last 7 in a row that he's faced. Swing and misses through 3 innings, 11 of them already from Logan Gilbert, and most of them coming on that slider.
He struck out Arise, Devers, and McCray all on that slider, but that's not all. He's got whiffs and strikeouts on the fastball and changeup as well today.
Out of shot is a call of a strike.
Devers challenging this. And it is a ball.
Call on the field is overturned. San Fran has 2 challenges.
The 1-0. Devers hopping up and down a little bit. Devers, like the Giants, got off to a slow start this year. He has certainly heated up over the last month or so. Second most doubles in the game this year. Only Otto Lopez of the Marlins has hit more.
No, you're definitely right. He only had 2 home runs through the end of April, but all of a sudden he's got really hot. Over his last 17 games, he's left the yard 8 times, including the one yesterday.
This year marks the 8th career 20-homer season for Devers. And a home run that was initially called a foul ball. Here comes the 2-2. And on the hands, a squibber over to Cole Young. 1 away to begin the top of the 4th. We go to the Ford Sports Desk. Out there someplace is Brad Adam. What's going on, Brad?
Oh, just enjoying myself, Aaron. It's just a nice day for baseball out in sections 144 to 146 with a lot of my Eastern Washington friends. You see a lot of red and black jerseys here, Eastern themed Mariner jerseys, making that 4-hour drive from Cheney. Oh, it's well represented out here. Discounted tickets. A really fun college night for these guys. College day, I should say. And there's a couple more coming up. Boise State August 1st and University of Idaho August 2nd. If you want to get these tickets and enjoy yourself like all these Eagles fans out here. Nice to see the Eagles, of course, well represented. No doubt enjoying themselves like I am in the sun.
Brad, you're the only one sitting alone, Brad.
Yeah.
We had to clear some space for me, guys.
I understand. It's a big production.
Exactly right. Oh, it's nice.
I think I saw a lot of crimson and gray yesterday.
Yesterday was Cougar Day here. Yeah, it was I tell you what, in a production truck full of Cougs, there was some tears shed that we were not on local TV for that one. That is a day that truck circles every year. Ball and 2 strikes to Elliot Ramos.
It really is incredible how many Cougars end up in broadcasting. So sometimes when they would say, why are you leading with the Huskies on your show? And I'm like, well, why don't you ask the Cougar producer or the Cougar director or the Cougar? Why are you picking on the Husky talent? You know, like I push these levers. Come on.
Swing and a miss. 7 strikeouts for Logan Gilbert. Today's Navy Federal Credit Union on a mission. As you know, Logan Gilbert in his last start joined the 1,000 strikeout club, the 5th Mariner to ever strike out 1,000 batters and the fastest to ever do it. So big milestone moment for Logan Gilbert. That just misses. Maybe it doesn't. Challenge coming here from Mitch Garver.
Catcher's challenge, a call of a ball.
Mitch has been so good this season.
Call on the field is overturned. Seattle has 2 challenges remaining.
Gets that corner right there. Nicely done by Mitch Garver. Garver this year top 10 among catchers in terms of successful challenges. This is flicked down the line. Randy, foul ball.
And it really is impressive considering, you know, Mitch Garver gets what, a start a week generally behind the plate. So for him to be able to stay so sharp with ABS in the strike zone, as well as, you know, keep his timing at the plate, it's difficult to do.
Well, he has certainly taken advantage of the ABS system. JT Realmuto has, you can make the case, been the most successful at the challenge system this year. He's had 40 challenges. He's won nearly 80% of them. Phillies will be coming to town later this summer. Now there are some with higher success rates than Realmuto, but they've challenged far fewer pitches. But Garver has been excellent. He's challenged now just over 30 and won nearly 3/4 of them.
Well, it's such a huge swing to go from 1-0 to 0-1.
That one finds the backstop.
It's hard to really quantify, you know, when you're doing that for your pitcher, how many pitches are you saving him? You know, what kind of weak swings are you getting when all of a sudden you've put that hitter behind in the count instead of ahead?
Julio drifting to his right, underneath it for out number 3. On to the home half of the 4th inning. Randy Arozarena lead things off when we come back. Today's Walk of the Park with WSECU and Washington State Parks. For every Seattle walk at home this season, WSECU will be donating $200 to Washington State Parks Foundation. This season at home, the Mariners have walked 171 times, bringing the total donation to $34,200. Pays to be patient.
Yeah. Keep telling me it's a virtue.
0-1 to Arozarena, misses low. Well, the Mariners drew their first walk against Robbie Ray in the 3rd. Ray able to strand a pair of base runners. Mariners 2 hits, 1 walk through 3 innings against the former Mariner starter. Rolled over to 3rd. A little spin cycle there from Schmidt. Watch out. Heads up. That one went for a ride, and now Randy busting to second base, and he's in there sliding.
That was fantastic by Randy Arozarena. Just really good heads up base running by Randy. Schmidt just makes the 360 and can't seem to find first base. And then because the second baseman, Luis Arraez, had to come off of second base to go get the errant throw that stayed in the field of play, it left second base open. Randy takes advantage.
Two-base error by Schmidt. Matt Chapman on the injured list for the Giants. They're hoping for his return at some point. The fantastic defensive third baseman for San Francisco. Strike one to count.
We have to talk about how important 90 feet is, and we've really seen it in this series against the Giants. The Mariners having a really hard time getting runners in scoring position, let alone getting hits with runners in scoring position.
Driven out to center field. This is back onto the warning track, and a basket catch made by McRae. Randy advances into third. Cal does move the runner. A deep fly out to center field. One out and a runner 90 feet from home.
This was a changeup that Cal drives out to right center field. McRae ends up making the catch, but no chance to get Randy with his speed tagging from second to third.
Here's Josh Naylor. On the ground, and it works out. A worm burner scores a run for the Mariners. It's a one-run game. Naylor, his second hit today.
They haven't been all that pretty for Josh Naylor, but they're finding grass. This was a two-seamer up probably and out of the zone, well out of the zone, in on his hands, and he just goes the opposite way. Doesn't hit it hard, but finds a hole.
So that error really coming back to sting the Giants and working out well for the Mariners. Ball one outside to Mitch Garver. One-run game now. Naylor taken off, and he gets in safe. Number 19 for Naylor.
It's about when he decides to go. He takes the gamble that Robbie Ray is definitely going to home plate, picks up on something, one of his tells, and he's off to second. Makes it look easy.
So base hit can tie this game now.
Guys, Robbie Ray, he does a good job of holding runners. He's always been pretty above average, but you can tell Josh Naylor, the key right there is the first or second pitch. After that, all of a sudden Robbie Ray, if he gets in the deeper count, 2 strikes, he can start paying more attention to Josh Naylor. That was huge. And on the other side of it too, Kavanaugh, he's had some struggles throwing runners out. It's kind of an awkward throw as well. He came up throwing.
Giants have 3 catchers on their roster. Kavanaugh getting the start today. 2-2. Swing and a miss at a fastball up. 2 down. A message now from Jack in the Box.
Don't get FOMO. Get my Philly style bonus Jack combos and new Philly Munchie Meal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Weston Wilson, the batter. Takes down and in. Mariners playing some small ball this inning. The 2-base error. Cal the fly ball to move Randy to third. Ground ball, and it's through. A base hit. Weston Wilson has tied the game. The 1977 Mariners have showed up here in this fourth inning. And we are right back where we started.
Take a closer look at what's going on in this inning. Randy Arozarena gets to second base. Really heads up base running by Randy, gets himself into scoring position, and then it's Josh Naylor getting himself into scoring position with the stolen base and clutch base hits by both Josh Naylor and now Weston Wilson to bring him in.
Emerson laces this to left field, and it was almost caught by Ramos, but he dropped it right by his shoelaces.
I've talked about this so many times, Aaron. It's why you see outfielders go into slides, because they don't like to flip around the glove and then have to see this into your glove. This is sort of no man's land when it comes to catching a baseball, and that's why we see so many outfielders go into a slide so they can keep that glove closer to eye level to make that catch.
Well, that works out for Emerson, a base hit to left, and now a visit to the mound from Kavanaugh.
And a good piece of hitting right there by Colt Emerson. A slider away that he drives. Not hits to the left side, but drives to the left side.
Robbie Ray's been around a long time. He's seen a lot of baseball. This would probably be a pretty maddening inning for a guy like Robbie Ray. You went through the kind of the sequence of things for the Mariners. It's not like there's been a laser show out here, but
no.
This game is now tied.
A two-base error on the E5 to get the first run, and then again having Josh Naylor, one of the slowest guys in regards to foot speed, steal off of you, Robbie, to get into scoring position and then score.
Yeah, a couple of seeing eye singles for the Mariners that have driven in runs, Naylor and Wilson. So the Mariners taking advantage of that error by Schmidt. Two 2-0 on JP. JP a chance to give the Mariners the lead here in the fourth. Just foul. Full count now to JP. Julio would be next. Mariners have drawn just one walk against Robbie Ray today. A man known for putting them on. Wilson the runner at second, Emerson at first base. All tied in the bottom of the fourth with 2 outs. On a 3-2. Third time through the order now for Giant starter Robbie Ray. This will be pitch number 7. And it's a ball 4. The Mariners have loaded things up for Julio. Second walk today drawn by the ends.
Good pickup by JP Crawford. That knuckle curve starts in the zone, and JP does a really nice job of picking up that spin out of his hand, realizing that's in the zone. That knuckle curve's going to drop below the zone.
That's a good matchup right now for Julio. Saw a ton of pitches, 8 of them that last at bat. Was down 0-2, and then saw the curveball, the changeup, the four seam. Zap at number 3. It's something you can drive right here.
Now what's going on here? Trip out to first base to look at JP Crawford. Now they saw something, and JP says it's nothing. Bases are loaded now for Julio. Chance to give the Mariners the lead. Well, it's been an inning of small ball for the Mariners. Will that continue here with Julio, or there'll be something big? 2 career grand slams. Takes low. JP flexing that hand. That might have been what the Mariners were out there looking at briefly.
Yeah, he said my legs are fine.
If you're Julio here, do you have to think small to get something big?
Absolutely. You got to minimize here. I mean, he's seen the knuckle curve. He's got to spit on that change up going away from him. But just simplify. Put the ball in play in this at bat. They're giving him the right side of the field. Be willing to be late.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Here comes the 2-2. Fly ball right field. Lee underneath it to make the catch, and the Mariners leave him loaded. They do grab 2, however, to tie things up against Robbie Ray and the Giants on a gorgeous day in Seattle. Tied going to the 5th. Mariners TV is presented by PIMCO, the insurance you get. Learn more at PIMCO.com. What a day. Mariners and the Giants all tied beginning the 5th. Willie Adames leads it off. We go back to the J.P. Crawford at bat on our Snoqualmie Supermo. Watch what he does with his hand, his left hand. Looked like he might have felt something there. Mariners went out to take a look. J.P. waved them away.
I mean, it's just his left hand. What does he really need that for?
Well, he certainly seems like it's nothing too serious.
No, it just looked like he got jammed just a little bit.
Adames thinking that was ball 4. It's strike 1.
Hopefully it's something that JP can shrug off.
Leadoff walk, not what Gilbert wanted. Just his first walk today. That snaps 10 in a row, sat down by Logan Gilbert. First man to reach for the Giants since Ramos back in the first inning. Corners crash in as McCray looks at a strike. Drops a bunt down. This time JP picks it up with a bare hand and in time. Nice stretch there by Naylor. Sack bunt by McCray moves Adames into scoring position.
Yeah, McCray can absolutely fly down the line because JP was well inside the cut of the grass, almost 10 feet. He comes up and has time to set himself and make this throw to Josh Naylor.
Garver out to the mound.
I mentioned not a whole lot of power in the 8 and 9 hitter today for these Giants, so it's really important that the Mariners go after these guys, make them put the ball in play, challenge them.
Go ahead run in scoring position behind Gilbert. Back-to-back sliders. It's 0-2 on Kavanaugh. Make it 3 in a row.
You can see the location on that slider just below the zone, and Logan Gilbert, once he got him to 0-2, now he can start to play a little bit. Now he can try to get that chase.
Well, this is the Giants team that makes a lot of contact. Very aggressive hitting team overall. And a tough club to strike out. 6th lowest strikeout rate in the majors. That being said, Gilbert has fanned 7 already today. And he expands there, and Kavanaugh somehow able to put a bat on it and stays alive.
Yeah, we haven't seen a whole lot of splits from Logan Gilbert today. It's been a point of emphasis that they believe that that split finger and the movement on it is so good that they don't need to throw that pitch below the zone, that they can land it.
Well, he takes that splitter low, 1-2 now.
But yeah, the feeling on that is, you know, it's got such good movement on it that even if they are going to put it in play, it's going to be hard for them to square up.
Swing and a miss on a devastating split finger from Logan Gilbert, his 8th strikeout today.
Talk about Logan Splitter having a mind of its own. Just throw it over the middle of the plate and let it do its thing. Sometimes it goes glove side, sometimes it'll move arm side.
Well, here is Luis Arraez, who for the first time this year has struck out twice in a game. He has never struck out 3 times in one game in his entire career. Into left field, fair, a base hit. Adames, who walked to begin the inning, trots home to score. And Arraez gets his revenge. It's a go-ahead RBI double, 3-2 Giants.
Well, I think that's the really frustrating thing about this inning is the Mariners, you know, have tied up this ball game, and Willy Adames leads off the 5th inning with a walk. So Logan Gilbert giving him a free pass, and that's what comes around to score to give the Giants the lead.
Bryce Eldridge, the batter, fouls it away. Eldridge, one of the top prospects in baseball coming into this season. He actually opened the year in the minors. Made his season debut in early May. 6'7". And batting second for the Giants. 1-2. He's actually former teammates on Team USA with Colt Emerson. Those two go back. Kevin McGonigal was on the same team. McGonigal, who was an all-star this year with the Tigers. Still 1-2. But for a team of the Giants that's full of a lot of long-term veterans and some guys who might be moved at the deadline, Eldridge is certainly somebody that the Giants are building around for the future. He goes after that slider down in the dirt. 9 strikeouts over 5 from Logan Gilbert. However, Luis Arraez with a go-ahead run scoring double has put the Giants in front through 4.5. What a moment it was yesterday for Cole Young, the game-tying 3-run home run. And if you look at all of the hitters in baseball this year, only 2, Okamoto and C.J. Abrams, have more game-tying RBIs this season than Cole Young. He leads the Mariners in runs batted in this year.
I love what that says about him. What do you do when it matters? What are you doing when we really need you to come through? And 8 game-tying RBIs for Cole. That's impressive.
He pulls this down the line. Foul. Especially for such a young player. And for all the Mariners' struggles this year with runners in scoring position, Cole Young has been a bright spot.
I don't think you expected his name to be on the top of that list right there.
Well, the game has found him many times this year, and he has delivered. 1-2 now. Bullpen is up. Hinches, one of 2 lefties, getting loose. Hauser as well. This splits the right side for a base hit. Young's first base hit today. A leadoff single. Nice start for the Mariners here in the home 5th. Well, this summer the Mariners are giving young ball players the opportunity of a lifetime to take the field like their favorite major leaguers. Don't miss our flagship Mariners Diamond Camp at T-Mobile Park, July 24th. You can register your kids at mariners.com/camps.
Just putting a pin on Cole Young there, Aaron, it just gives you an idea of his progression, that he is batting 3rd today against a lefty, the likes of Robbie Ray. That shows you what they think of Cole Young and his abilities this season.
Well, he sets the table here in the home 5th inning. Randy at the plate. That finds the corner. Well located changeup down and away. 1-1. Young not too far off the bag. This is hit hard through the right side for a base hit. Young hits second, makes the turn. Randy puts runners on the corners. Mariners in business all of a sudden here in the bottom of the 5th.
I don't even know this version of Randy Arozarena, but I adore him. Look at this pitch. On the black outside, and look at that. He's not looking to pull. The Randy from 2025 rolls over that. It's a ground ball to the shortstop, but instead he lets this ball travel deep into the zone and drives it the other way. Puts the go-ahead run just 90 feet away. Or tying run, excuse me.
Well, that will call on the bullpen. Vitello is out. Hinches is coming in. That's it for Robbie Ray in his return to T-Mobile Park.
It's the summer
in a pitching matchup. Robbie Ray is done after going 4+. Meanwhile, Logan Gilbert 9 strikeouts over 5 innings, giving up 3 runs along the way. Giants have the lead. Mariners threatening to tie it, if not take the lead. Here in the 5th inning, first bullpen arm used today by the Giants, Sam Hinches, who we saw in yesterday's game.
can get wild. So runners on first and third. That's the situation that he walks into. And speaking of walking, he's walked 16 batters in 18 2/3 innings.
Highest walk rate of any Giants reliever. Cal at the plate. And he takes it on the corner. Strike one. Tying run, Cole Young at third. Go ahead, Arozarena at first. We're way up there. 1-1. Next home run from Cal Raleigh would tie Nelson Cruz for the 6th most in club history. On the ground, over to third. Schmidt to second, on to first base in time for the double play. Cole Young scores, and this game is all tied up.
It's not how Cal Raleigh drew it up, but at the same time, it just shows you how important it is to put the ball in play. No RBI in the books for Cal Raleigh, but that run ties the ball game.
Two outs, nobody on for Naylor. You know, if I was commissioner for a day, I would change the ruling where you get an RBI on a double play.
I think you should. I mean, especially today in the game of strikeouts, right? I mean, it's really hard to put the ball in play, and you should be rewarded for that.
This ball is scorched deep out to right field and caught there by Lee. Well, RBI or not, it's a run scored for the Mariners, and the Imps have tied it up after 5.
Wow, busy.
Tell me.
Tomorrow night, don't miss out on a special crossbody bag giveaway presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort. First 10,000 fans 21 plus will receive a City Connect themed Mariners crossbody bag. Mariners.com/tickets.
You think you can rock that?
It is a good looking crossbody bag.
Yeah.
On a scale. Mariners have tied it up, all tied at 3 beginning of the 6th inning. Casey Schmidt will lead things off. No batter in the majors this year has drawn fewer walks than Casey Schmidt. He has walked fewer than 10 times this season, and so it did get us wondering, in the Giants era in San Francisco, which began in 1958 when they moved from New York to San Fran, where would this rank right now? Tito Fuentes back in 1966. Oh, this is not off to a good start. 2-0. Drew 9 walks in 564 plate appearances. I think Tito's record probably will stand, but will Schmidt draw 4 more walks this year? Will he match Alou in 65? I mean, he's a hacker as he puts it in play.
2-0, that's your 2-0 swing.
Tito Fuentes, by the way, went by the nickname the Parakeet because of his flamboyant style. He was credited for pioneering a headband that he wore around his baseball cap.
You're showing me a picture right now, and that's, I don't know. Tito, that Parakeet is not a cool nickname.
There are multiple baseball cards of Tito from back in the day with a sweatband. In one case, he actually wrote his name Tito on the sweatband. All right, can we get a good look at this? This is what Tito Fuentes was rocking. The Parakeet, originally from Cuba.
That's just.
So thank you, Casey Schmidt, for leading us to Tito Fuentes.
I don't understand what the sweatband is doing on top of your hat.
Well, if you don't know.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way I can explain it to you.
What do the kids say? That's not the drip you think it is?
Yeah, I also learned that he did this thing where he would tap home plate with his bat and it would flip it. It was like
all right, that's cool.
The original Savannah Banana.
Okay, that's cool.
2-1.
I'll give him that.
So Tito Fuentes.
Sweatband on top of your hat, not cool. Flipping the bat off home plate.
Let's go.
Yes.
Two and 2. By the way, if Casey Schmidt had walked in that at bat, Logan Gilbert would never have spoken to me again.
Yeah, with everything that has happened in this game, with you putting it out there into the universe and then basically willing it to happen.
That would have been a bad scene for me moving forward.
Because he's had some, he's had some conversation. He's pulled you aside.
Yeah, no, he
before.
has. I asked him yesterday. I said, how are you consuming our broadcast? Because I know where you are when we're talking, and it's nowhere near where you can hear us. So he's got people out there. They're very engaged. Nice play by Wu over there in the dugout. He'll make a friend. Always throwing strikes. 2-2 to Devers. A swing and a miss. What a strikeout performance today from Logan Gilbert, number 10.
This four-seam fastball continues to be impressive. I mean, when you're living there in the middle of the strike zone, that's pretty impressive to get that by a hitter like Rafael Devers.
Elliot Ramos takes inside.
He's a hitter that you have to be careful with. Ramos extremely aggressive early in counts. Good location there, up and in.
The insurance you get brought to you by PIMCO Insurance. Let's not take for granted where Logan Gilbert ranks all time already in franchise history. Third lowest ERA, second to only the big unit in strikeouts per 9. The fifth most strikeouts now in franchise history, as he just joined the 1,000 punch-out club his last time on the mound. And he's already made the 7th most starts of any pitcher in now 50 seasons of Mariners baseball. It is piling up fast in a good way for Logan Gilbert.
I'm going to make this better. Number 1 for right-handed pitchers in strikeouts per 9.
2-2. It has been quite the run for Logan Gilbert since putting on a Mariners uniform. Former first-round draft pick out of Stetson. The 2-2. Can he finish his day with another punch out? He fires home. Chopping softly. Crawford charges on the grass, on the run, the stretch in time. Nice play, J.P. Crawford caps a 10 strikeout day for Logan Gilbert.
Batting down.
Mariners and Giants tied at 3 beginning the bottom of the 6th inning. We want to congratulate the Seattle Owls Nike RBI team from Softball Beyond Borders. They just won the West Regional Championship today in Portland. Next month they head to Florida to compete in the Nike RBI World Series. The team played this weekend in the historic Seattle Owls uniforms presented recently by Randy Arozarena and George Kirby. We talked about that on the pregame show today. A little nod to the Steelheads type uniforms there. Now, very cool stuff there, and a big win and a long trip ahead for those young ladies.
Yeah, congratulations to them. That's absolutely fantastic. Way to represent. Keep going.
New pitcher on the mound. It's Adrian Hauser for the Giants. Bottom third of the Mariners order here, all tied beginning the bottom of the 6th inning. And Garver wanted to challenge, and I think he's been told it was too late.
first.
To center field, and whoa, that was quite the route. Something was happening there. The wind swirling maybe. McRae is able to get there and make the catch.
Yeah, the wind is blowing a lot more than you realize today, and this one really knocked down, and McRae all of a sudden had to hit another gear in order to track this one down.
Mariners are going to their bench here to bat for Weston Wilson. One of two lefty bats on the bench. Luke Raley will hit. So Kavanaugh going out to talk a little scouting report here. It has been a struggle in the bullpen this year for the Giants. That ERA 22nd in baseball. A bullpen that throws more fastballs than any other pen in the majors. Deep drive, right field. How much does he get? He got it all! It's a pinch hit, go-ahead home run off the bat of Luke Raley.
That's just so hard to do, to come into the game and all of a sudden be able to square up the kind of stuff that Hauser has, but he sees a changeup and just unleashes on this ball into right center field.
Mariners playing from in front now. Smoke from the fireworks wafting throughout the ballpark.
Really good separation on the changeup. Keeps his hands back, reads it, times it up, and hits this ball 103 miles per hour into the seats and right.
2-1 now on Colt Emerson. Evens the count. Now this is a Giants team where you do want to get into that bullpen. We were just talking about the ERA. Hauser, who spent some time in the rotation this year, now pitching in relief. Hauser was off to a phenomenal start last year. He was in the minors with the Rangers and then was able to get out of his contract and was picked up by the White Sox. He was tremendous for Chicago, acquired at the deadline or thereabouts from the Rays. And now this year with the Giants, so he's kind of been all over the place in a variety of roles as Emerson flies out and he gives up this home run to give the Mariners the lead.
Again, you see that just slight hesitation when he reads changeup out of hand, holds his angle, and then releases the barrel. That's just a nice piece of hitting by Luke Raley. And again, really difficult. Nice catch, by the way. Wait a minute. Oh, he's wearing a Cal Raleigh jersey. I had to see I saw the RAL, and I thought, no way.
That'd be too good to be true.
That would be too good to be true.
Well, how about that? Second career pinch hit homer, both against the Giants.
And again, it's just not easy to do. You know, you've been sitting for the game, and even though you're going to go in the cage and try to get your swing going, just to be able to pull your heart rate up to where it needs to be to see live pitching. Well done.
He's looked so much better though. Even that road trip, how tough that was. You're starting to get some good swings off. Got a couple of hits to left field. You think to yourself, man, Luke Raley, if they can get him going a little bit. He had such a rough month of June, a couple injuries sprinkled in there as well. That was huge.
Well, he's been riding the wave this year. He's been a streaky hitter before this season as well. But man, when he is on, he is a guy who can really help to carry you for weeks at a time.
Yeah, and they'll come in bunches.
Full count. Well, the Mariners had that fantastic month of May. Raley was a big part of it. 8 homers. He hit .328 that month. OPS to over 1,100. JP stays alive. So good to see Luke Raley leaving the yard again. Pop straight up. Devers coming in. Giants first baseman halfway down the line. Well, the Mariners have taken the lead on a pinch hit go-ahead blast from Luke Raley. And almost as good of a catch on the other end. Mariners in front after 6. Logan Gilbert excellent once again today. His last 2 starts here on the Mountainside T-Mobile Park. Well, 3 runs over 13 1/3, 1 walk to 17 strikeouts. Pretty elite stuff from Logan Gilbert. Mariners will go to the bullpen from here. Our Muckleshoot Casino Resort pin report. Edward Bizzardo takes over. Facing Jung-Hoo Lee. First pitch strike. Mariners in front by a run now. That got in on him a little bit. This is in between everybody. Leadoff single. Now a word from AAA Washington.
At AAA, you already know we got cool trucks, but did you know we also have insane insurance? AAA Washington, become a member today.
A bloop single off the bat of Lee puts the tying run aboard for the Giants in the 7th inning. And here comes the power bat of Willy Adames. Backs away for a pitch that just scrapes the inner edge.
Really good location and movement with that sweeper to be able to land that pitch on the inner edge against Adames. And it was much different setup and swing by Willy Adames this year than last year. He worked on it a lot in spring training. He's much more upright, less in a crouch. And even though there's still a leg kick, it's much more quiet than it has been in the past.
Good take on a breaking ball just beneath the zone. It's 1-2 on the Giants shortstop. Cut on and missed as he almost loses his balance all the way.
You saw the pitch before and Mitch Garver nodding in approval, and then this sweeper, he loses his hat, his balance, and heads back to the dugout.
So 1 out and 1 on. Grant McCray the batter. Move to first. Now Lee doesn't run it a lot, but when he has, he's been successful. In fact, this is a Giants team that is nearly dead last in stolen bases this year, 28. Right over the plate with a fastball. 0-2. Pizzardo protecting a 1-run lead. Swing and a miss. A nasty sweeper finds the corner. Back-to-back strikeouts for Pizzardo.
That sweeper is nasty today. Two-seam in the pitch before, then he goes back to the sweeper. It's a pitch that, I mean, you see it out of hand, you think, okay, I know where this pitch is going to end up, and it just ends up below your barrel, regardless of where you think it's going to be. It's still lower.
Drew Kavanaugh batting. One and one. Dan Wilson does have his bullpen up here. Top of the card is next. That means a pair of lefties. Luis Arraez would hit next if Kavanaugh can reach. So Gabe Spire is up. Mariners would love to save Spire for the 8th. Tying run aboard. 2 outs, top of the 7th. Pizzardo. We've seen Pizzardo tap the head before. It looked like he was asking where that was exactly. It was high. Very well could be his final batter one way or the other here. 3-1. Garver liked what he threw. Full count now. Here it comes. Trying to take care of the number 9 man to end the 7th. Another 3-2. Strike 3 called. Paint at 97. That sears the lower inside corner. Pizzardo. 3 strikeouts here in the top of the 7th, and he leaves the man at first base. Mariners maintain the lead. We'll stay right here for God Bless America.
The ball game this afternoon, we ask you to please rise if you're able and direct your attention to the area behind home plate to sing God Bless America. Please welcome back Kimberly Giordano.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
Thank you, Kimberly Giordano.
We won't sell it.
Mariners TV is brought to you by the Washington Lottery. Here's to building a stronger Washington. Washington's Lottery helps fund the WA grant. Free money for college, training, or apprenticeships when you play all of Washington wins. Mariners have taken the lead. Our Chevy Silverado drive of the game thanks to this swing from Luke Raley.
Great piece of hitting by Luke Raley. Ryan Roll-Smith was talking about how he's kind of gone through it this year with injuries. He's been able to play through them, and nobody is tougher than Luke Raley.
Julio fouls back the first pitch. Hauser back out there.
As you mentioned, he started off the season in the starter's role. They moved him to the bullpen towards the end of June, so he can easily go multiple innings, and he threw only 18 pitches in the 6th.
Hit hard on the ground, splits the left side. Julio leadoff single.
It is so impressive how hard Julio hits the ball. So even if it's on the ground, even if he catches this out in front just a little bit, 108 miles an hour means that Adames and Schmidt have no chance to knock that one down.
He gets on base in front of Cole Young. Young down the line to the corner. Cole Young, home run, back-to-back games.
I'm not saying that Luke Raley and Cole Young went up there looking for the changeup, but they certainly recognized it out of Hauser's hand. That's what Cole Young hits out as well. See those eyes get big.
6-3 Mariners. A lot of smiles down in that dugout. Mariners have a chance to win a series today. They have come from behind to take a 6-3 lead now. Oh, 2 on Randy. Young now with 13 homers.
Yeah, it's just shaking my head as you said that. I mean, 13 home runs for Cole Young, 15 for Luke Raley. When you looked at this lineup going into 2026, I mean, those are not the guys that you expected to be pacing this team when it comes to long balls.
Now, Cole has a very realistic possibility to join the 20 home run club by the end of this season. Be pretty impressive for his first full major league campaign, especially a guy who's not obviously known as a home run hitter and likely never will be obviously a prodigious power kind of guy. But if he can run into 20 and change every year, I mean, that really changes things as Randy strikes out.
Yeah, I kind of can't help but you know, compare Cole and Colt, and you know, forgive me, and it's not just their first names with the letter off, but when you look at those two hitters, I think that Cole Young probably has a bit more power than Colt. Who knows? You know, I'm willing to change my mind and see Colt, you know, hit 30 out. But it's really been impressive for him to find that so early in his career.
Struck one to Cal.
But the one thing I love about Colt's swing is just his ability to hit from line to line and square up the baseball.
This is down the line, foul. Cal was at the plate back in the 4th and really got a hold of this one out to center field. And unfortunately for Cal Raleigh, under calmer conditions, it would have been out of here. But instead, it was blown in nearly 25 feet. Wind has been swirling out there today.
You know, it's interesting about that too. He came back in the dugout, literally everyone. I know it was a sac fly, but just reading lips, everyone's like, hey, good swing, good swing. Everyone getting all over him, giving him that encouragement, knowing he has been struggling trying to get some of those breaks.
Now this ball is into foul territory and caught there by Schmidt. Well, anytime you can see Cal hit the ball hard in the air, that's a good thing. And unfortunately, it's been such a tough season for Cal Raleigh that you try to cling on to things like that and hope that it is obviously taking him down a path of a Cal Raleigh that we've seen for so many seasons.
Well, even the foul ball that he hit down the right field line in that at bat, I mean, that's just 2 feet away from going for extra bases, and instead you're walking away with the fly out to third base.
Devers has it. Chest high hop. Hauser covering. Side retired. Well, the Mariners going deep back-to-back innings. The latest, Cole Young, a 2-run homer, 6-3 Mariners after 7.
When it's time for fun.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners.
To the 8th inning we go. Mariners now a little more comfortable lead. 6-3. Gabe Spire has the top of the order.
And this is playing out perfectly for Dan Wilson and the Mariners. Just a great spot for Spire. You were hoping that Pizzardo could finish the 7th. You could give Spire the 8th. And again, everything falling into place so far for the Mariners in this finale.
They faces Luis Arraez, who gave the Giants a short-lived lead back in the 5th with an RBI double. Hey, think about the way that 7th inning played out and how big it was that Pizzardo was able to get Kavanaugh. I don't think it actually hit him, but Luis was anticipating something far worse.
Now I know where the screams earlier came from. I didn't realize he was a screamer. All right.
He is the Robbie Ray of second baseman. Want to know? Much less entertaining take. 1 ball and 1 strike. All right, getting back to the point. If Pizzardo doesn't get Kavanaugh, if Kavanaugh reaches, now you've got a man at second base, and you have to go to Spire in the 7th to face the top of the order. Ferrer, who we just saw there, I think there's a pretty good chance Ferrer is down today. He has thrown the first 2 games of the series coming out of the All-Star break. So if Ferrer is down, then that means that you've got Spire only for the final out in the 7th inning. Presumably Arraez. If you couldn't get him, it would be Eldridge next. But however it panned out, the point is we haven't seen the 1+ from Gabe very often. We don't see it from too many relievers in general. So you would have to burn Spire to get the final out in the 7th inning.
Exactly.
And then it leaves you in this in-between area in right where we are right now in the 8th inning. So that strikeout to Kavanaugh, I think really was a big point in the game. Obviously it put the flames out for the Giants in what was a much closer game at the time. But it also lines this up for a clean full inning for Gabe Spire.
It's kind of interesting. Arraez right away after that foul ball got a piece of Mitch Garver, was waving Dan Wilson and the training staff out.
How loud did Arraez scream for Mitch?
He right away, like I said, he's the one calling out. Yeah, hey, come here. Just got a big piece of him.
Remember,
go back on Gabe Spire real quick too. I mean, he threw 9 pitches last night. That was pretty crucial, and he got some big outs as well. I mean, Bryce Eldridge threw a pitch down the middle, was able just to get him to fly out. He's going to face him again after this. It's a big spot for him in the 8th, but you're right though. The way that this bullpen shaped up now, especially the fact they're a man down, those outs from finishing those innings are massive.
That was big. Keep in mind, Arraez has never had a 3 strikeout game. He's punched out twice, looking at a 2-2 count. Off the hands, beats this into the ground. Crawford halfway to second, slings over to first.
Do you realize how close it was to happening in that at bat? Mitch Garver had it go in and out of his glove. This was the pitch before. This would have been strike 3 if Mitch could have corralled that foul tip into his glove. It would have happened, Aaron. It was that close.
You know, for a little context, Ichiro in his incredible Inner Circle Hall of Fame kind of career, he had 22 games where he struck out 3 times. Tony Gwynn had 1.
That doesn't surprise me. It's not because Tony Gwynn's old school. It's just like his hitting approach is just, I mean, I'm such a huge fan, and I love to see kind of baseball come around, and I feel like you're seeing it a little bit, and Tony would be proud of what you're seeing more and more.
Seeing what specifically?
Just contact and realizing how important it is to put the ball in play. As we talk about, you know, all the strikeouts in baseball and not striking out 3 times in a game. I mean, a hat trick is just something we accept.
Catcher challenge the call of the ball.
Now, this looked like it was a touch in off the plate. Garver was hoping for something different. It is a ball.
Call on the field is confirmed. Seattle has 1 challenge remaining.
Pretty rare 4-pitch walk from Gabe Spire. Everybody out to the mound.
Yeah, that's what he struggled with on that road trip. A couple righties in that Tampa series and in Miami as well. That's why Mitch Garver's heading out there. You got Casey Schmidt coming up. Man, that trying to get that Bryce Eldridge out would have been big. Trying to get through this 8th inning. Velocity's not quite there for Gabe.
Now he's facing a power righty bat in Schmidt. Goes after the first pitch into shallow left field. Randy Arozarena with 2 hands. Schmidt retired. A word now from Enzo.
Next stop, game day. Visit this brand new community. Steps from the Linwood Light Rail. Round the bases and come home to Enzo. Visit enzolinwood.com today.
2 down, a man aboard Eldridge at first. Here is Devers. Pours across the strike. Upper inside corner, 0-1. Eldridge taken off, and he gets in there without a throw. That's his first stolen base attempt this year.
It was fascinating to watch a 6'7" guy steal second base. I mean, huge, long strides between first and second. I think it took him all of 6 steps, maybe, to get from first to second.
Spire ahead of the count. 1-2 coming to Devers. And he struck him out. Upstairs with a fastball. Spire a scoreless 8th. And the Mariners remain in front 6-3.
It's the summer sales event.
On August 8th, the Mariners are hosting one of the biggest events of the year, and quite frankly, one of the biggest events in franchise history. It's 50 season celebration night presented by Daktronics. You can witness an iconic gathering of franchise greats. The top 50 Mariner players are unveiled and honored at T-Mobile Park. Mariners.com/50. What a scene that will be. Garver up and in. And
it's my understanding that most of them will be here. pretty amazing.
And that will be an unforgettable night here at T-Mobile Park. Garver leading things off, 1 ball and 1 strike. You know, at Wrigley this weekend, the Cubs are honoring the 2016 World Series team. And some of the Cubs' current players are talking about just witnessing all the pregame ceremony and everything going on with that. And what a reminder it is as an active player of how much impacts and memories you can create in a community, in a city, amongst a fan base around the world because of that. And when I heard some players talking about that from that perspective, obviously makes you think of what's going to happen in August with the 50 season celebration. And from a player's perspective, I can understand how you're just in the fishbowl during the season. Like, you're not thinking about long-term impacts of what you're doing. I mean, think back to like last season with Cal Raleigh, an unforgettable year, one of the greatest in franchise history. But when you have something like that in front of you, like what's going on this weekend at Wrigley or what's coming here in August, I mean, I think from whether you're a young player or a veteran player like Mitch Garver, that will be something that you would love to be on the top rail for in a front row seat to see just how powerful this game really is. As Garver nearly had a ball hit off the bag there for a base hit. So that'd be pretty cool.
No, it's going to be fantastic. I'm just so excited to see. And I'm so excited to see, you know, who makes the list. I mean, obviously, several of them you know, but it's just going to be so many. It's so great to see so many amazing players that have had such an impact on this franchise come back and be here in the ballpark at one time. By the way, did something crazy happen at Wrigley with?
Yeah, Rizzo nearly caught a home run ball.
Home run ball.
Yeah, I think they're going to put Junior out there in right field.
Can you imagine?
See if he can snag one. Put him in the J-Rod squad. To center field. This is really driven well. It is on the track, and he lost it in the sun. McCray couldn't see it. It's a wall ball double, I guess, for Mitch Garver. And it looked like it was nearly going to get out, and then it looked like it'd be caught.
There you go, Mitch Garver. Exactly. That's Mitch Garver living right. He deserves that one. This is a two-seamer that he gets a hold of. I have a feeling just with what we've seen the wind do to balls that probably kept this ball in the yard, but you can see the reflection of that great big ball of fire in the sky off of his glasses, and he's hoping it finds his glove. It does not. Instead, it bangs off the wall.
Raley bunts this ball foul. "11 hits today by the Mariners, with a little thump too. A pair of home runs, the first of which was hit by this man, a pinch hit go-ahead homer in the 6th inning.
And this is really good to see. You know, even though the Mariners won that final game before going into the All-Star break, they really kind of limped offensively into that All-Star break. You were hoping that the All-Star break would give them a reset, but coming out of it, they stall offensively again. So this is a really good thing to see.
You think about it too from the standpoint of, after the Mariners lost the first game and really got waxed by the Giants and Landon Roop, and then you're looking at Logan Webb, a 3-time All-Star now, and Robbie Ray, a former Cy Young Award winner who's been pitching great recently. And you're thinking, well, what's the path to winning 2 straight? High fly out to left. It has some carry to the warning track. Ramos is there. 1 out. And the Mariners, who last night had nothing going for the first 6 innings against Logan Webb, and then were able to tie it up in the 7th thanks to Cole Young's homer, and then the walk-off win courtesy of Julio's sac fly. And then today, plenty more offense
Well, it's really what's been missing with this team is playing station to station baseball and finding a way to take the extra 90 feet. And then, you know, when you have runners on, do what needs to be done, whether that's hitting it through a drawn-in infield, lifting the ball for a sac fly, and that's what you like.
On the ground to Arise. 2 outs as Garver moves into third.
And then obviously the thump helps as well. But a lot of little things in front of big things for the Mariners in this series.
Well, it is a lineup, no doubt, built to slug. Julio, Arozarena, Cal Raleigh, Josh Naylor, Dom Canzone, Luke Raley. Got a lot of pop there. Canzone, a rare day off. His breakout season. I mean, look at it. Since the Mariners' 8-game winning streak, which was about 40 games ago, more or less. And the Mariners have been the worst offense in baseball in that stretch. They've been last in slugging. They've been last in extra base hits. They've had the fewest home runs hit. And you were certainly not saying that in the month of May when they were flying high. It was wild at the time when the month of May ended. No team had hit more home runs in their home ballpark than the Mariners.
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever been said before in 50 years. Well, maybe at least since the summer of '99 when they moved here. Maybe it was different in the Kingdom days. JP draws a 4-pitch walk.
And again, it's just their ability before to not put the ball in play. You know, so many strikeouts versus finding a way when you have runners on. And I'm going to go back and you know, point to Cal Raleigh's at bat. Sure, he hit into a double play, but at the time, you know, that runner on third that he ended up having cross home was the game tying run at the time. I mean, just putting the ball in play, good things can happen. When you swing and miss and you head back to the dugout, you don't even give it a chance. So those were really good things to see today. Same thing with Randy Arozarena. 2-base error.
This looked like it got in on Julio a little bit. Schmidt at third base near the mound makes the catch to retire the side. Well, Mitch Garver thanking the sun a little bit. That wall ball sun-aided double. We go to the 9th. Andres Munoz getting set. Speaking of fire, 6-3 Mariners.
It's the summer sales event.
The Rangers losing earlier today in Atlanta. So with the win today by the Mariners, 3 outs away from that, they would be a half game outside of first place Texas. Next road trip begins in Arlington against those Rangers. Mariners in front 6-3 beginning the top of the 9th inning. And Dan Wilson turns the ball over to his closer, Andres Munoz.
He's been so effective lately. I mean, you look at the pitches at 100+ miles per hour and the effect that they've had on what he's been able to do over the last 11 games. 0 earned runs.
Well, that has been the story from Andres Munoz. It has been a very quick about face in terms of the velocity.
It was crazy. I mean, he came out of a game with back problems, and then the next time we saw him, he was throwing 100, 101, it seemed like, every time out.
Good sweeper there for Ramos.
And then when you have that 100, 101, triple digits, and then you throw your breaking ball, it just makes it that much more effective.
Oh, he got him on a slider that was 10 feet outside the zone.
Again, that's what the velocity does right there. Getting the hitter in swing mode, and once you realize, oh, that pitch isn't going to be a strike, it is far too late. Huge first out.
Quickly one away. Here is Jung-Hoo Lee. That's zipped in there at 99 for strike 1. Munoz pitching the second straight day. A scoreless ninth yesterday. 0-2.
Well, Andres Munoz is not messing around. This slider, Lee just gets a piece of, but all of a sudden he finds himself 0-2.
Not an easy guy to strike out. The 0-2. A little chip shot over there on the ground. JP whips a toss onto first base, and there are two away.
JP Crawford is so good at coming in and making this on the run throw, keeping his shoulders square towards home. Or excuse me, keeping his legs squared towards home while his shoulders are squared up to first base and his target.
Last hope for the Giants, Willie Adames. Big rip and a miss at 100. This was a game the Giants led 2-0 before the Mariners even stepped inside the batter's box. 0-2. And now the Mariners one strike away from a series win.
Well, you look at the locations on those fastballs, and you just get that feeling that Willie Adames is about to see that slider off the plate.
Munoz and 0-2. And he gets him to end the ball game. A shutdown inning in the ninth for Andres Munoz. 6-3 the final score. And the Mariners come out of the All-Star break and they win their first series 2-1 against San Francisco.
We love everything about this game, Aaron. Logan Gilbert with 6 innings. He had 10 strikeouts. Early, they were able to get to him. They got 2 runs early in that first inning and then nothing until that Arise double in the 5th inning. Offensively, the Mariners able to do the little things. Randy Arozarena finding his way on, making a great base running decision to get into second base on the E5. He ends up scoring on the Josh Naylor single, and then Josh Naylor putting himself in scoring position with the stolen base, and then Weston Wilson hitting him in, and you know, the home runs, they were fun too. But it's the little things in front of the big things that I really like today, Aaron. And then, of course, Andres Munoz making it look easy in the ninth to make it stand up.
His second straight near immaculate ninth inning.
I didn't even see. I should have noticed you tapping your legs and panting over there. I missed it, Aaron.
9 pitches, 2 strikeouts, and an 0-2 ground out off the bat of Jung-Hoo Lee. So pretty dominating stuff out of the break yesterday and today. Did the same thing yesterday. Did Andres Munoz. So 6-3 the Mariners win it, and man, after really laying an egg in that first game of the second half, that shutout win by the Giants to begin this series, the Mariners have bounced back with 2 really nice wins, the walk-off yesterday in 10, and now a more traditional 6-3.
Oh, yesterday you got the big hit with Cole Young, and then today a lot of critical things had to happen in this game for the Mariners to take the finale here. But they did the little things, they did the big things, and again, it was good to see the home run off the bench by Luke Raley, and also Cole Young continuing his power.
Speaking of Luke Raley, our Fire TV winning moment. Hyphen.
Guys, I have Luke Raley, who was huge. First of all, winning the series, coming out of the break was massive. But you come in, pinch hit. How tough is that? Pinch hitting, coming up.
Yeah, it's always tough, but you know, we've been scuffling and just trying to get through it and keep grinding out at bats, and it worked out today.
You jumped on that changeup, something up in the strike zone. Take us to that at bat. Is that something you were looking for against Adrian Hauser?
Yeah, I mean, my last at bat yesterday, I saw 10 of them in a row, so I figured they might go back to it. So I was kind of looking for it, and he left it over the middle of the plate.
You mentioned, the team scuffling, and that last road trip, it was tough, going 1-5. But you were starting to swing the bat a little bit. You dealt with some injuries. What's something that you've been doing lately to pick it back up offensively?
Yeah, I'm just trying to stay smaller, stay in the zone, and hit balls on a line. Can't always control where it goes, but just swinging at the right pitches and sticking with the approach.
All right, so we get that first series out of the way in the second half. What's one thing, especially offensively, or something that you feel like this team needs to do to get going?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of things that we can do to get going, but Cole's big swing yesterday, you know, just we've been searching for that, and it's a big momentum shift, and sometimes that's all it is.
All right, Luke Raley, big pinch hit home run. Awesome. Mariners take the series. Brad, I'll send it off to you.
All right, Ryan, thank you very much. Yeah, there's Raley with that Triton. His second pinch hit home run. Both came against the Giants. His first one in 23, that was an inside the Parker. But this time the fan is going to get a nice souvenir because he left the yard. Yes, nicely done there. Raley nicely done. Mariners nicely done. They win their 50th, and that's the reason why you bring a glove to the ball game. Post game coming up next.